customers are.
In the grocery store.
Go to church together. You're a part of their life.
You can go in and sit down face to face.
I wrote a life insurance policy one time standing at a man's tractor with the application leaned up against the tractor tire.
They call you on Saturday or Sunday.
And the client said, "Did I wake you up?"
When my client needs me, though, my family understands I have to go and help them. They know Alpha is going to be right there.
I get to help others.
For the best agents in the business, call Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
A new report from the United Nations outlines the dramatic growth of aquaculture around the world. The UN says aquaculture provides nearly half of all fish consumed globally, making it the fastest growing source of animal protein around the globe. The report shows global fish production grew more than 60% between 2000 and 2008. The Asian Pacific region dominates the sector, accounting for 89% of production. Well, there's a week to remember at John Deere Pavilion as a full-size combine is created with the help of more than 300,000 cans of food. The Can Do project kicked off last week and wrapped up Thursday. The result was a canned food combine that measures 60 feet wide, 80 feet long, 16 feet tall, and weighing nearly 170 tons. Deere says it was a way of saluting farmers for the hard work at harvest and at the same time focusing attention on hunger issues here in the U.S. All of the cans of food will be donated to the local food bank.
Odin's Auto Glass is your professional glass replacement center. They replace auto and truck windows, windshields, and mirrors using plexiglass or window glass. Odin's Auto Glass has a roomy service bay for regular vehicles and a large service shop for larger vehicles like trucks, buses, RVs, and industrial equipment. They also do furniture mirror glass replacement. All work is professional in every detail. Odin's Auto Glass, Highway 31 north of Cullman.
Get acquainted with Affordable Automotive in Welty. Affordable Automotive offers a full complement of service features for your car, truck, van, SUV, and other vehicles. Affordable Automotive also features a full line of famous Bridgestone tires. Stop in and check out the quality of famous Firestone and Peerless tires. Get a size and style that you need. Affordable Automotive offers towing service 24/7. Simply call 739-2290. Affordable Automotive, conveniently located in the heart of Welty.
Don't be held captive by rising insurance costs. Freedom Insurance is a full-service independent agency offering all lines of insurance from several reputable companies. We'll find the best policy for your needs. Flexible payment options and 24-hour service guarantees you the protection you deserve.
We're here to help you with what matters most, your family and your business. Call us for a quote today at Freedom Agency. Helping you with the freedom to choose is what we do best.
Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Well, good morning. I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, welcome to Wake Up Cullman. So as we do every day, except with this being a Friday, we've got some pretty interesting stuff going on in the Cullman area.
Yes, we do. Did you know that over 1,300 people last night had no power?
Ow, that's terrible.
Yeah. So it appears that last night's storms kind of did some damage as far as over in the west side area. So those people were without
West
power. And most of it was restored by 6 p.m. But they're still doing some work to recover all of those homes over there that are that may still be without power. So
those scattered showers coming through are just being terrible. They're knocking power out. They're knocking trees over. I mean, we've had a pretty interesting month in terms of weather.
Yep.
And how it's affected the community. So let's hope that calms itself down a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I was driving home last night. I probably got home around 6 o'clock, and literally right before I got out of my car, it started pouring down rain, and I just sat there for about 10 minutes and played on my phone because I didn't want to get wet. But
solitaire becomes your best friend when you're stuck in a car.
Basically. But yeah, it was just sudden out of nowhere, like no warning whatsoever. So I just had to camp out in my car.
Someday we'll figure out a way to not be stuck in a vehicle because of rain.
Yeah, I think it's called an umbrella, but I just couldn't reach to the very back of my car and grab it.
Someday.
Yeah.
Well, in another local related news thing, the state of Alabama actually has started working on allowing you to renew your driver's license online.
I know there are so many people that are just thrilled about that because one of the biggest complaints is having to stand in line, to renew that driver's license.
I am not a fan of the DMV, and nothing against the employees of the DMV. I'm just not a fan of having to wait in line for 2.5 hours when I have a 30-minute lunch break. It doesn't make my life very easy.
Definitely. Well, this new procedure will allow you to go online and renew your current state ID.
Right.
And it will allow you to schedule an appointment.
Which is going to be fantastic because, some people have to do changes in address and some more meticulous things. So it's going to be nice to know that people can go through now a little quicker at least.
Yeah.
Maybe this will decongest that line a little bit.
Let's hope so. You can also do most of this stuff yourself at one of the self-serve kiosks. And so
talk about that.
That's pretty neat. One of the things though that we didn't get to really understanding is the photo ID portion of it.
Right.
It seems like you can only renew your current state ID. So
it's not useful if you had that image of just pure stupidity on your face when they took the photo.
That's true. So it seems as if you need to get a new photo ID, you'll still need to go through the same procedure, go to the actual courthouse to have your photo taken. But, as we continue in technological advancements, I wonder how, one day maybe we will be able to take, a photo with our smartphone and it be on our ID.
Well, I'm waiting for the day that our ID is just on our phone. Where they're like, can I see your ID? Turn the phone sideways.
Yeah, that would be great. But so, that's definitely going to help as far as convenience for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
We can't wait.
I'm one of those people that cannot wait because I'm just so tired of having it. I'm very lazy, if none of you have noticed. So that's a big deal for me, is just being able to sit at the convenience of my own home and just do what I need to do.
You're funny.
Well, speaking of being lazy, I'm an extremely lazy and hungry person most of the time. So I'm always after the joy of new food.
Yes.
And if you like to eat, then we're the show for you, obviously, because we give away a lot of cool food as prizes. And the way you get those prizes is by checking us out on Facebook and figuring out who our sponsor of the day is. We have 2 times during the show to win, and the first one being now, the early bird. So definitely go and check us out so you can win on some awesome prizes. And speaking of those prizes, let's check out what those are today. All right, we've got 1 large pizza from Papa Murphy's, which is fantastic. And we've got 1 free family barbecue pack from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue. That's a pound of meat, 2 16-ounce sides, and 4 buns. So give us a call at 256-734-7399. Again, it's 256-734-7399. Win those prizes, get those awesome food, and, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate because people want these prizes. So you
yeah,
want to call
that
in as
family
soon as
pack,
possible.
I mean, geez. That's great. You can, obviously, if you're just alone, you can eat off that for a few days
I was
or
gonna say, you call that a family pack, but for guys like me who went to Wallace, it's called the single really hungry guys pack.
Yeah.
We go and we eat it, and then we regret our lives for the rest of the day.
Well, that's okay. Sometimes the food is worth it. Now it's time for our Facebook friend of the day, and we are excited to announce that. So our Facebook friend of the day is going to be Kathy Burks, and she likes The Way Home Christian School and the Amazing Band Round 2. And for being our friend today, she will receive a Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue sandwich.
You know, I envy you for the sandwich because, you know, this early in the morning, any kind of food sounds good.
You know, I went through the drive-thru the other day, and I know this is really random, but I wanted a cheeseburger really bad, and I just couldn't have one. And I just think that they should make the lunch menu available all day, as well as the breakfast menu available all day.
You know, there are places in town that do that, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't from Jack's, and I wanted a Jack's. I just wanted a Jack's cheeseburger. I did.
Well, you should have gotten a Mad Dog Mike's.
Oh.
Got some barbecue. It's the same thing as a cheeseburger, just pulled apart and slathered in sauce.
Not really.
Or rub, whatever floats your boat. Well, we've got some awesome guests on today, and by awesome, I mean he is probably the coolest young guy I've ever met.
He is awesome, but before we get to him, we are going to cover our senior spotlight. We love our seniors over here at My Cullman Television. They are definitely awesome, so we're going to talk about them. Our Senior Spotlight is sponsored by the Cullman County Commission on Aging, and it highlights one special senior each Friday. We wanted to highlight July special seniors again before we finish the month off with a contest and one more Senior Spotlight. Vicki Pendergrass was crowned Miss Senior Cullman County 2015 and recently competed at the Miss Senior Alabama pageant. She sang Leaving on Your Mind as her talent and spoke about being a nurse for many years. She has generously shared her nursing skills while on mission trips to Guatemala. Merle Dyer recently retired as the manager of Hanceville Senior Center. She had been in the position for 22 and a half years. She really enjoyed meeting new friends throughout the years and listening to their stories. Now that she has spare time, she will be traveling with her sister more often. Jack Shields was a lot of fun to get to know. After retiring, he started recreating motorbikes he built during his childhood. He has built over 50 of these bikes for people around our area. He still rides his motorcycle 3 to 4 times each week and also enjoys driving his old Volkswagen convertible Bug. Miss Dyer and Mr. Shields both really enjoy the gospel singings that take place at their centers. If you would like to find out more about the activities your local center has throughout the week, visit the Commission on Aging's website at www.cullmancoa.com. Senior Spotlights will continue on Fridays. We have a spelling bee winner, a former pageant queen and poet, and a few from faraway places. We will also learn how Harry Chandler, the table tennis champion, performed at the Masters Games in Huntsville. Make sure you tune in each Friday to learn more about some very unique Cullman seniors and to catch up with some we have already met.
Absolutely. You know, I actually had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Shields the other day.
You met him?
I met Mr. Shields. I did, okay, and this is going to be very sad to say. We went and checked out the center because I'd never been there. And we had gone in, and Mr. Shields showed up, and this gentleman is just so full of energy and personality. Like, the moment he got there, the whole atmosphere changed.
Oh, really?
And I had no idea who he was. It did not dawn on me that he's the gentleman we spoke about. And as we were beginning to leave, he made a comment about the motorcycle. And I promise you, I fanboyed so hard. I ran up to him and started shaking his hand.
That's awesome.
He's such a great guy.
Yeah.
If you've never met Mr. Shields, he's a wonderful gentleman. Definitely go talk to him sometime. He's apparently at the center pretty often. It's not, a hassle to get there. Just stop by and say hello to him. Those people would absolutely love to have any visitors. and they're just great people to talk to. They're just awesome.
They have great stories to share, that's
They do.
for sure.
Well, not that they had tons of cool stuff going on. We'll
Yeah.
eventually get into all of that, but man, they did some stuff that I would have never pictured anyone like myself at that age being able to do.
Right.
So, all right, well, continuing back to where I so hastily got to, we have an awesome guest on today.
Yes.
He is an awesome little, he's just, I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah, he's an awesome little kid. He's 5 years old. His name is Lucas Hembree. He is the one that we spoke about earlier this week, seeking a diabetic alert dog. There are several different campaigns and fundraisers going on to help fund and raise that money needed for Lucas's dog. So we actually get to speak with Lucas today, and we are really excited. So make sure you stay with us, and we'll be right back with him.
To buy or refinance your existing mortgage. Let's work together in these difficult times to make it better. The Mortgage Center.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
All right, everybody, and we are back with Lucas Hembree. Welcome, Lucas. How are you doing today?
Good.
Doing pretty good? Well, you know what? I see that you've got this really cool guy with you. Can you tell us a little bit about Rufus?
Well, he's my favorite little diabetic buddy for right now until I get my diabetic dog.
So, Rufus, he's wearing a shirt that says JDRF, and that stands for?
Juvenile Diabetes Awareness.
Research Foundation. So awareness about what you're dealing with right now, which is type 1 diabetes. So Lucas, we spoke to your mother earlier as well, and she said that 3 months today has been since y'all found out that you had diabetes. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so Lucas has to take 4 to 6 insulin shots each day and 15 to 20 finger sticks. So we know that's something that's not very fun to have to deal with, but this dog that you are hoping to get, can you tell us a little bit about what that dog will help you do?
Well, it'll help me know when my sugar is low or high.
And so by knowing if his sugar is low or high, that dog will instantly be able to alert Lucas. And then, Lucas, you can take the proper protocol to ensure that your levels aren't too high or too low. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So just ask, have you decided on a name for your dog yet?
Well, they're going to name it for me.
Oh, they're going to name it for you. Okay.
And who's they?
Mm,
Is it the people that will give you the dog?
It's the people that will give me the dog.
They'll train the dog, and they'll teach the dog everything that it needs to know, and then that dog will finally be given to Lucas. So they've been campaigning and raising funds now for a while, and I spoke to Lucas's mother, and they said that they have a GoFundMe account, and they are almost to their goal, which is so exciting. They need $25,000 for this dog, and they are currently at almost $17,000. So that's just really exciting, and they've got several different ways that you can give back or help out. Right. You can go on Facebook to Pause for a Cause Diabetes Alert Dog for Lucas, and you can get a shirt. If you look at Lucas's shirt, if you want to sit up for me, buddy. Yeah, see, it says Team Lucas, And on the back, it says Pause for a Cause, Team Lucas. So very cute, very appropriately named shirt. And so if you would like a shirt, they are $15. Those funds go purely toward his efforts in attaining that dog. Right. So there's no, payment out for the shirt being made somewhere. All of that money will go directly toward his fund for the dog. And if you need any other further information, like I said, you can go online at Facebook, or you can send an email to Hembree@cpc-pc.com, and we'll also have that email address available on Facebook and on YouTube. So look out for that. And keep a watch on his Facebook page. It's updated all the time with the most recent information and different things and different ways that you can give back. So they are also currently working on putting together a youth football camp, a Swamp John's dinner, and different other bake sales and different goods.
Basketball camp.
Youth basketball
camp. And we'll have more information on that one as that continues to go forward.
Yes. So, Rufus is absolutely adorable. How do you think you're going to feel about your new dog?
Well, I'm going to feel pretty good.
Now, have you ever owned a dog before?
Well, I've owned a German Shepherd.
Oh, okay. Do you still have? Okay. Well, dogs are awesome friends. If you love on it enough, I'm pretty sure he'll take care of you pretty well.
Now, what are these little spots on Rufus?
They're places where you can give his shots.
So Rufus gets shots just like you do sometimes? So he can get them in his little hands and his...
These are where you can give him his finger sticks.
Oh, his finger sticks. Okay. Well, Rufus seems to be a trooper just like you. Well, Lucas, what else are you excited about in getting your dog?
Well, that he's gonna get to sleep on the floor.
He'll get to sleep on the floor? So no cuddling with you at night. He'll just have to sleep on the floor. That's okay though. Hey, at least you'll still get him. Still get a buddy.
You excited to show your friends the dog?
I am.
You're gonna be the envy man. Everybody's gonna come, see your dog and stuff, and you'll be the only kid with one.
So what kind of dog will it be?
We're not really sure.
I'm sure it can be several different kinds. So.
They might have like a specific breed that they do it for, but yeah, there's probably a ton of different types.
All right. Well, like I said, this information will be available online, and you guys just stay with us, and we'll be right back.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycolemantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Hey, you know what sounds really good?
What?
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast sounds fantastic. And I haven't had that today. I've had probably 1.5 gallons of chocolate milk varieties, but I have not had breakfast yet.
Well, I haven't either, so I would really love that.
Okay,
so why
good.
don't you go get us some?
Yeah, let me just leave and go get breakfast. Well, the good news is that if you enjoy breakfast, I've kind of got some information that might help you out with those prizes we mentioned earlier. You see, our question here is kind of a hint as to who our sponsor of the day is. And if you can answer this question, then you can call in and win those prizes. So my question for you is, which one of our sponsors serves breakfast all day?
I know this answer.
Well, I would hope so.
I know, but I can't win.
Isn't that the sad truth, is that no matter how much we know, we just can't win.
We just can't win? We're just not knowledgeable.
But definitely give us a call here. Win those prizes, guys. Somebody go get some awesome food today and then tell us how awesome it was so that we can then envy you.
Yes, so give us a call right now at 256-734-7399. Call us now.
Definitely. All right, so in other news, we've had some pretty interesting events happen within the last few days. Now, here's one that I was not aware of. Apparently, some Russian bombers delivered an Independence Day message to U.S. jet fighters.
And it's not the kind of message you would probably think
I've expected from Russia. Now, we've got this terrible stereotype against the Russian country that every time we think Russian, we think Cold War action type stuff. This was probably the most interesting and generally friendly thing I've ever heard that Russia's done.
Yes, it was very, very kind. So, like you said, these bomber jets were maybe about tens of miles within the California coast, and they delivered a message to the USA to Happy Independence Day.
Yeah, two Russian bombers flew off the coast of California, and apparently this is not uncommon. Apparently the Russian flight patterns occasionally cross into United States airspace.
Right.
And most of the time, from what I've found out, is that it's generally friendly. Nothing ever bad happens. It's just a brief, you're flying into U.S. airspace, they acknowledge, and then they leave. Well, in this particular time, it was intentional. They flew close to the coast of California, and two Russian bomber planes were intercepted by U.S. air fighters and two jets. When they acknowledged the Russians' presence, the Russians stated they were coming by to wish us a happy Independence Day.
Yes, and this year's encounter took place on the same day that Russian President Vladimir Putin sent his best wishes to President Obama for Independence Day. So we thought that was just pretty much the coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of U.S.-Russian relations, we've had a pretty rocky, history with those two. And I'm kind of interesting, for me at least, to find out that they're not as constantly at threat with us as everyone presumes that they are.
Yes. It's just nice to have that type of relationship.
Someone once told me that Russia is basically just the world's largest Alabama.
Oh, really? Who said that? That's crazy.
I have family members that honestly believe that Russians are just like Southerners.
Maybe in the hospitality
if you're
realm,
Russian and you would like to call in, please let us know if you guys are anything like us.
You're too funny. So, okay, in other news, Cullman City Council approved a lucrative last-minute request. If you guys have been aware of other readings from local news sources, we have a really wonderful tournament coming out this weekend.
Absolutely.
It's the Delta McKenzie Pro-Am Archery Tournament, so that will be taking place on the grounds of St. Bernard Abbey, and it's going to be a really great 3-day event where, we have all of these archers coming out and
both of amateur and professional archers coming through a wonderfully set up facility on something that we're all used to. It's actually the walking trails of St. Bernard. It's actually really cool how they've utilized that area for something like this, because I've shot in a tournament like that before. I did very poorly, but my family is coming up to shoot in this again, and I'm kind of excited to see how this goes.
Huh. That's
so
neat.
this
I didn't know
this
you
is gonna be
came
fun.
from a family of archers. That's
We
pretty
didn't
neat.
until recently.
Okay.
But no, I mean, with tournaments like this, it's always fun to see because you really have a broad spectrum of people. I mean, I've seen toddlers like 5 and 6 years old come through with theirs and shoot, and I've seen people well into their 80s and 90s come through.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a generally pretty well-rounded sport for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's pretty much a sport for anyone. If you have an interest and you have any type of capability, it's something for you. The beautiful part of this whole entire thing too is that not only do they get to compete here in our hometown of Cullman, but they will also be staying in all of our hotels, eating at all of our restaurants, shopping at all of our retail establishments, and generally, visiting this area. So with them having done that, that is a huge economic impact for our area, which will bring in, they did some math, and it's expected to bring in an estimated $318,500 in outside money coming into Cullman for just this weekend.
And that's just average. That's assuming the same amount is spent on every individual. And we all know that never happens.
Right. No.
I can just picture Walmart being cleaned out by the end of the weekend.
Well, that's why we're getting to.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, in a little more somber news here, there has been a shooting in Louisiana. Now, according to news stories, a gentleman came into a Lafayette, Louisiana theater and opened fire in the theater 20 minutes after the film Trainwreck had began. He injured 6 people, and 2 have been killed, and one of those 2, including were himself. He
committed
turned
suicide.
the gun on himself.
Yes.
More updates have stated that they believe that the shooter might actually be from Alabama.
Wow.
Which does not play well for us. Governor Bobby Jindal praised the actions of 2 teachers inside the theater, though, who performed what he called acts of heroism as gunfire erupted. A teacher jumped to protect another teacher, perhaps saving her life, and the second one managed to pull the fire alarm. So there were some things done. This is one of those situations where you have to sit back and really look at an individual and ask yourself what could possibly motivate someone to do something like that.
Well, not only that, but it's like we mentioned earlier this week, you can never be too safe. It is always great to have those, evacuation plans in place, or, not only for your office, your home, but in a public environment, if you're out with your family, maybe have some type of, routine that you guys go into should something catastrophic happen. It never hurts to be prepared in any small way, so.
Just think about how the world has changed since the time period. I mean, I remember at one point the biggest threat in a movie theater was one guy was smoking and you might have caught like secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's it.
Or you dropped your popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, and now I've got to worry about, my friends and my family's safety when we go to enjoy a movie, the place that's supposed to help you escape those troubles. It's there as a distraction from everyday life.
Yes.
And now I have to wear a bulletproof vest to go enjoy a Steve Carell movie.
Right.
It's just. It's strange. I would like to state that Lafayette Police Chief Jim Kraft said that the 58-year-old man used a handgun and he did again take his own life when officers arrived at the scene within about a minute. So good response time. That was something else they praised. They responded to the actions very quickly. More people would have been hurt, but most people are aware now of what to do in case of these emergencies. Right. So in terms of amount of people injured, and the amount of people who were regretfully killed in the incident is definitely much lower than previous theater shootings in terms of just people who were panicked.
Right.
So it's very promising to see that we're getting better at responding to these things.
Yeah, well, and like you said, it's unfortunately become a part of our reality that may or may not occur. So I'm glad that everyone had the right appropriate response time, and I'm glad to hear that no one more than just
no one likes to get hurt, but I'm glad
Right.
it was contained as it was.
Yes.
And again, I hate to say things like that, but in situations like this, it could have very seriously been much worse.
The shooting from years ago where that shooter, he injured and killed several people.
And it was in a Batman movie. Come on.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Lightening the mood back up a bit. Now it's time for my favorite part, which is the part where I get to talk about the weather because it makes me feel like I'm much smarter than I actually am. This is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make that switch to Mitch. Alrighty, so it looks like we have an average high for today about 91 with a low of about 71. The average high record was set in 1934 at 104, yeesh. And the record low was set in 1927 at 58. Sunset tonight is going to be at about 8:07 with sunrise tomorrow at 5:37. I will be asleep. We're looking at some scattered showers throughout the day. We have something coming in from the northwest there. Probably going to pop up here sometime midday. As we've stated before, lots of rain coming through this week, so just go ahead and get your umbrellas out. We're looking at about, for today at least, a 20% chance of precipitation, but again, don't necessarily take my word on that one. We've had some spotty rain showers coming through unexpectedly. We're looking at mostly cloudy all day. Tonight, low of 69 with about a 60% chance of rain. Tomorrow, we're looking at less of a chance of rain, 0% as it looks, with a high of 91, but still some light clouds. Again, we're looking at highs between 92 and 94 throughout the week. Next week, looking into more rainfall, but we're getting cooler nights looking at the middle of next week, getting about 69. So we're going to get a little cooler weather, but I think it's because of the fact that the clouds are choking us out of sunlight. So I don't know. If the weather proceeds us the way it has been, I'm thinking things are going to start cooling off. We might have a winter that hits a little faster this year. The climate's been a little off.
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm not looking forward to that. I don't know how many of you guys like fall,
I love
but I
fall.
am not one of them.
It's my favorite.
I get used to being able to swim and not wear a coat and shorts or a thing, and then now magically all of that is removed from me, and it's now raining.
Sorry, I get my boots back, which make me pretty happy.
They make summer boots, you know that, right?
Yeah, I wear them all year long.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We'll definitely keep up with this, and we have more exciting things coming too, and we'll be right back.
I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
Black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
And we are back with our community billboards, sponsored by Pepsi. Sensory-friendly movie showings, Thursdays at 10 a.m. at Carmike Cullman. $4 includes popcorn and a drink. And July 30th, they are showing SpongeBob Out of Water.
Hand embroidery class at the North Alabama Agriplex is July 23rd at 6 p.m. Participants learn the basics of hand embroidery and create an embroidered tea towel to keep. This is led by sisters Ashley and Emily Price. Please call 256-297-1044 for more information.
Cantanti Della Donna, the Cullman Women's Choir, invites all ladies 18 and over to a listening session Tuesday evening, August 4th at 6:30 p.m. at 7th Street Baptist Church. Meet and greet choir members, listen to a fall program preview, and bring a friend. For more information, call 256-736-2622.
And the fallen gardens and cover crops for the home gardener at the North Alabama Agriplex is August 4th at 6 p.m. Please call 256-297-1044 for more information on that.
And they're having a cookbook fundraiser at Women of Faith Group Garden City Church of God. Proceeds benefit church's food bank, and those cookbooks are $12.50 each. Contact information is going to be Rhonda Davis at 256-962-2208 or Patsy Kennedy at 256-527-3953.
And if you have a community billboard or would just like to contact us, you can reach us at our webpage, which is mycolemantv.com, our email, which is mycolemantv@gmail, and our phone number, which is, again, 256-734-7399. And remember to check us out on Facebook for any more updates and postings of community billboards.
And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And now it's our favorite time, wishing you a happy birthday, our Facebook friends. Happy birthday to Larry Keller. And for Saturday, Butch Adderhold. And for Sunday, Sarah McCutcheon and John Frutiger. And we are finally going to be drawing for that weekly winner who will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. And our anniversaries for the week, we are going to be doing that drawing today as well, and that winner will receive a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden.
Alrighty, so now's that awesome time where we do get to draw for those winners. So let's figure out who those are today. Miss Natalie, if you'd like to grab your cup.
Okay.
All right, you can go first for the anniversaries, and then I'll go for birthdays.
Okay. I'm getting to hold the good cup.
I'm starting to like the fact that these cups are getting majority. Did you just say the good cup? You're gonna get me mugged.
I'm just kidding. I'm a fan of both. I like them both. Okay. Congratulations to Amber and Craig Edwards for anniversary.
Awesome. All right, for birthdays. I do like the fact that these are generally more full than they used to be.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic because that means I have more people who can fight each other for these. Alrighty, Miss Kelly Tuckett, or Mr. Kelly. I can't discriminate anymore. That's a name that can go both ways.
This is true.
Kelly Tuckett, congratulations. You are a birthday winner, so you have won a Dairy Queen ice cream cake. I will be hanging out with you to get that later. All right, so today's sponsor of the day is Bojangles. If you didn't know that, they do serve breakfast all day, and they are open from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. So if you haven't done yet, go grab you some breakfast from them and then watch our show again. And again, please go check us out on Facebook. We love to hear from you. We need to hear from you. Everything that you tell us helps us deliver news and information better to you. So please go check us out on Facebook. All righty, so it's Friday.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Happy Friday. That's what.
Friday.
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 Yep.
Are you going to open a store called Fridays?
No, and I can't even take credit for that. The Chamber's lovely intern came up with that. So.
Well, there you go. There you go. See, she's
Happy
already
Friday.
Plagiarizing people's jokes. You can't do we're on TV.
I just gave credit. You can't say that.
Yeah, after the fact. All right, so it's Friday. What do you got planned for the weekend?
Lots of fun things. Actually, tonight is my 10-year high school reunion.
10 years?
Yeah.
What? I thought you were like 12.
Oh, thanks. Jeez, really? No, I am not 12. And I do have my high school reunion tonight, and I can't believe it's been 10 years.
10 years, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than some people have been alive. So
and I'm about 7 years older than you, so I will have some respect from you, okay?
Excuse me. All right, well, my plans, on the other hand, are probably to work, so have fun at your 10-year reunion.
All right.
All right, well, we thank you again, and again, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And everyone here at My Coleman Television hopes you have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.